So, lads, this is not a great look for the Indiana Fever organization. If you've got Caitlin Clark, the star of the Indiana Fever, she's going and seeing whatever about not seeing the Indiana Fever's doctors. Like, it is what it is with that. It is what it is. Like, I think a lot of players and teams get second opinions. But if you haven't seen here, Stephanie White says there's no update on Caitlin Clark or potential timeline. She met with another doctor, but White says she hasn't spoken with the trainer.
The woman who brought basketball back to life in Indiana didn't need a mic to send a message. She didn't need a headline or a press conference. Just one decision, one silent move, and the entire WNBA world started listening. Caitlin Clark, the face of a movement, the one who fills arenas like she's headlining a global tour, has reportedly gone quiet on the Indiana Fever's medical staff. No updates, no texts, no check-ins. Word slipped out that she's seeing her own doctors, getting a second opinion after her latest groin injury, and that whisper turned into a roar.
But the internet noticed something specific that Holly Rowe had to say on the broadcast. Holly Rowe said that before the last return after her quad injury, she had no practice time, which, if that's actually true, like if she wasn't practicing, if she wasn't going full speed, then why was she returning to the court? And that's actually something that I pointed out. I believe it was Scott Agnes reported that Caitlin had gone full speed in practice, but there was only one practice that she had gone full speed, and then she returned to play.
Because if Caitlin Clark is going rogue, it's not about a sore muscle. It's about something deeper, something broken. For someone at her level, she should have had second, third, fourth opinions on speed dial. She shouldn't have to request it. She should have been offered. Yet here she is, sidelined again, choosing to step outside the system because the system failed her. Coach Stephanie White tried to downplay it. Said Caitlin was in New York meeting with doctors but offered nothing real. No insight, no clarity. Just another vague statement to cover up a growing crack inside the franchise. And that crack? It's turning into a fault line.
She has met with a different doctor. And she won't even give an update to the team. Not, oh yeah, you know, she's met with a different doctor and we're waiting on an update. She's waiting, or not even, well, that's basically it. They're waiting on, oh, she's gone to a different doctor and they've heard nothing.
Caitlin Clark is making it loud without speaking at all. She's done playing the quiet rookie. Done waiting for the Fever to treat her like the superstar she is. She's not just their best player, she's their entire identity. But if Indiana keeps treating her like just another name on the roster, she'll become their biggest regret. On July 15th, when she limped off the court against the Connecticut Sun, holding her right groin with visible pain and frustration, it was more than just an injury. It was a signal, the moment where things shifted.
Caitlin Clark's team has made it known we are going to be holding her out until she is fully recovered. We are not going to be rushing her back at all. After taking Indiana Fever's advice, eventually Caitlin Clark needs to take matters into her own hands, make decisions for herself, and I believe that's what we are seeing with the team that she now has surrounding her.
Behind the scenes, sources started calling it a Kawhi Leonard situation. A complete collapse of trust between player and medical staff. Caitlin's not just hurt, she's fed up. The team put out their usual PR line. No additional injuries, no timetable, no new information, just corporate noise to cover up the chaos. But fans see the pattern now. This isn't just bad luck. This is a woman who made it through her entire college career without missing a game. And now, injury after injury after injury. A left groin strain, a left quad issue. Now it's the right groin, all in a matter of months. This isn't random. This is negligence.
Pretty much kind of leaked out the bag to the team that she was kind of going to get a second opinion. To me, an athlete like Caitlin Clark on her level, she should have been getting these second opinions. She should have been hearing from all these other doctors, man. But Stephanie White spoke to the media yesterday. She really didn't give a whole lot, but she did say that Caitlin Clark was in New York meeting with other doctors. Now, with all of that being said, what does the timetable look like to me for Caitlin Clark coming back? I keep telling y'all, around the 17th to the 30th of August.
And it gets worse. Holly Rowe mentioned during a broadcast that before Clark returned from her last quad injury, she had 0 full practices. Let that sink in. No real reps, no full-speed test runs, just straight back into games. And then what? She re-injures herself almost immediately because the truth is they rushed her, pushed her out there because they needed her, because she sells tickets, because she keeps the lights on, and now she's paying the price. People close to the situation say Caitlin finally had enough. She told the Fever she was getting her own doctors, and since then, she's refused to give the team any updates. They're in the dark.
Caitlin Clark, following a July 15th injury to her right groin, Indiana Fever guard Caitlin Clark underwent further medical evaluations earlier this week. The team can confirm that no additional injuries or damage were discovered through the evaluations. Clark will continue working with the Fever medical team on her recovery and rehabilitation, with the priority on her long-term health and well-being. There is no timetable available for Clark's return, and no additional details will be provided at this time. Any further updates will be shared as they become available.
The most valuable player in the franchise is shutting them out, and they don't even seem to realize how dangerous that is. Her camp made it known she's not stepping back on that court until she's 100% ready. No more rushing, no more shortcuts, no more trusting a system that hasn't earned it. And it's not just about the present, it's the entire timeline that exposes everything wrong with how Indiana has handled her. She missed the preseason opener in early May with leg soreness, then missed her first real game ever on May 26th with a quad strain. In June, she sat out 5 more games for a groin injury, and now, post-July 15th, she's once again sidelined with a groin issue on the opposite side. That's nearly half a season missed, and all of it ties back to the same thing, soft tissue injuries. The kind that proper conditioning and medical care are supposed to prevent. This isn't coincidence, it's a warning, and fans are picking up on it fast. Caitlin doesn't move the same. Her mobility is off. Her energy, her rhythm, it's not the same spark we saw in Iowa or even earlier this season. And it's not her fault. It's the consequence of being mishandled, of being overplayed, underprotected, and thrown back into the fire before the flames cooled. And then came the moment that truly cracked the foundation. After the Fever's loss to the New York Liberty on July 22nd, Caitlin was seen in the tunnel at Barclays Center alongside her agent in what looked like a private meeting with Liberty head coach Sandy Brondello, Brianna Stewart, and Sabrina Ionescu. This wasn't a good game handshake. This wasn't casual. When your agent is present and you're meeting with rival stars and coaches, that's business. That's long-term planning. That's a superstar looking beyond Indiana, and who could blame her? The Liberty are everything the Fever are not right now: structured, talented, ready for titles, and most importantly, they know how to support their stars. Meanwhile, the Fever have lost her trust medically, strategically, organizationally. Multiple insiders now confirm that Clark has completely replaced the Fever's medical team with her own. She's seeing New York specialists and keeping the results to herself. No briefings, no updates, no collaboration. She's done. That level of isolation doesn't happen unless something is seriously wrong. And it mirrors exactly what happened between Kawhi Leonard and the Spurs before his exit. Doctors across the board are calling this out. The injuries, the recurrence, the short turnarounds, it all points to poor load management and inadequate rehab protocols. The kind of mistakes you don't expect in a professional organization, but Indiana made them over and over again, and now they're paying the price. Because without Caitlin Clark, this team looks lost. Statistically, emotionally, strategically, just lost. They're under 500 without her. And while some fans try to claim they play better without her, that's just noise. She's not just a good player, she's a system. She's the reason they have fans. The reason they made the playoffs. The reason the WNBA is breaking viewership records. And Stephanie White, she's not helping. Her comments about wanting Clark to play off the ball show a fundamental misunderstanding of who she's coaching. You don't take the ball away from greatness because it's easier for your system. You build your system around greatness. Christy Sides, for all her coaching flaws, understood that. She handed Caitlin the ball and let her work. That's how records got broken. That's how the Fever found relevance again. But White seems determined to reinvent the wheel, and it's square. This isn't just about basketball anymore. This is about respect. Caitlin Clark gave this franchise everything. Her name, her brand, her body. She filled those empty seats. She turned a struggling team into a national story. And what did they give her in return? An endless carousel of injuries, silence from the sidelines, and a system that refuses to adapt. And the scariest part? She's only 23. These are supposed to be her prime years. The years where she dominates, breaks records, wins titles. Instead, she's stuck on the bench watching her window shrink. Every day she's not playing is a step closer to her departure. The Liberty are already planning, already circling, because they see the writing on the wall. And if Indiana doesn't wake up soon, they're going to watch the best thing to ever happen to their franchise walk out the door and never look back. This isn't just about Caitlin Clark's injury, it's about a pattern, a failure to recognize, protect, and build around once-in-a-generation talent. It's about trust being shattered, patience being tested, and a superstar being pushed to her limit. And when that limit breaks, don't be surprised if the next time Caitlin Clark steps onto a WNBA court, she's wearing a different jersey. One that fits not just her body, but her vision, her value, her worth. The clock is ticking in Indiana, and Caitlin Clark, she's already halfway out the door.